Hi everyone, and welcome to the Quilter's Toolbox series here on the Cora's Quilts YouTube channel. If we haven't met before, my name is Shelly Kavana and I'm here to help you make stunning quilts simply. Today's video is taking a closer look at triangle and square blocks. I designed this series to give you a quick and easy reference guide to some of my favorite quilting techniques that I've used throughout my quilt books and patterns. You can find a link to the full series in the description box below. Or if you're looking for help with a specific project, head over to corasquilts.com/patterns and click on the pattern of your choice for a list of all the available tutorials associated with that project. Today's Quilter's Toolbox video is all about my favorite method for making triangle and square blocks. You may have heard this already, but I'm a bit of a minimalist when it comes to specialty notions and rulers. And while I usually prefer to design quilts with shapes I can make using only squares and rectangles, I do love the pizzazz that these triangle and square blocks add to our quilt designs. And my preferred way to cut fabric for these blocks is using my Tri-Rex ruler pair. Now, any pattern of mine that uses a triangle and square unit will also include paper templates for cutting the center and side triangles. If you prefer to work with paper templates, be sure to check out the video with my 5 tips for working with paper templates linked in the video description box below. That being said though, I think that if you plan on making more than a couple of these triangle and square blocks in your quilting career, then a specialty ruler like the Tri-Rex ruler pair, or one of the similar ones on the market, is well worth the money. Because these rulers help you quickly and accurately cut your center and side triangles, without the worry that you might have shaved off part of your template and goofed up the angle of your blocks. The Tri-Rex ruler comes packaged as a set of 2 rulers, one to cut the center triangles and one to cut the side triangles. And one of the things that I love about this ruler pair is that it was designed to work with standard strip sizes. So you don't have to mess with complex cutting like in 1/8 inch increments. So say for example, if you want to make a triangle and square block that finishes at 5 inches by 5 inches, all you need to do is cut strips for your center and side triangles equal to the size of your unfinished quilt block. So for a 5-inch block, you would cut your strips at 5.5 inches. To cut the center triangles, you just line up the top skinny end of your ruler with the top of your strip, and then line up the bottom edge of the strip with the mark that matches the width of your strip. Then cut both sides. You might find that having a rotating cutting mat is really helpful for cutting without having to reposition your fabric. By cutting from a strip that was folded in half, just like the fabric comes off the bolt, then you can quickly and easily cut 2 triangles at once. After cutting your first triangle, you can just leave your fabric strip in place and pivot your ruler around, lining up all of the edges and cutting your next triangle. I do like to stop and check every few triangles to make sure that my cut edge hasn't accidentally shifted. If it has, just trim it back into place before cutting your next triangle. It's worth mentioning here that I am using non-directional fabric for my triangles, so you won't be able to tell that half of my triangles were cut with the ruler upside down. If you're working with directional fabric though, and you need to worry about all of your triangles facing in the same direction, then you'll need to make sure that you have enough yardage to cut all of the triangles you need oriented in the direction that you'd like. For our triangle and square units, we need to make sure that we cut both left and right facing triangles, one for each side of the center triangle. And while this idea might scramble your brain a little bit, this is actually a really easy thing to do. If you're cutting these side triangles from a width of fabric strip, then that width of fabric strip should already be folded in half, just like the fabric was rolled onto the bolt, with wrong sides facing each other. If this is the case, then when you cut your side triangles, you will automatically make mirrored units with every cut. The side triangles are cut in the same exact manner as we cut the center triangles, but there's one additional step you need to take. You're still going to line up the top skinny end with the top of your fabric and line up the bottom edge of the strip with the correct ruler mark. You'll cut your left and right edges, but before you move your ruler, you need to make one final cut. If you look closely, there is one extra notch on the skinny side of the triangle template. The notch might seem insignificant, and if you have a few of these triangles, it's going to be annoying to cut them off, and I know that you'll be tempted to skip this step, but don't. This notch is what's going to help you line up this side triangle with the center triangle perfectly so that you don't throw off your seam allowances or your top and bottom edges. So annoying as it is, please absolutely take the time to trim off this last little corner before you go on to cut your next side triangle. Assembling our triangle in square blocks are really a simple manner of joining the side triangles to the left and right sides of the center triangle. It really doesn't matter whether you start with the left or the right side, but you'll line up your stitching edges, being careful to not pull or distort them because they're bias edges which will stretch if you pull on them. And you'll notice that the notch that you cut in that side triangle lines up perfectly with the corner of the larger triangle. This takes all the guesswork out of how to position them correctly. Pin the unit in place, then stitch and carefully press. Most, if not all, of our patterns will direct you to press towards the side triangles. Then, just repeat to add the opposite side, and press to finish your block. I hope today's video took some of the mystery out of making these triangle and square blocks. We'll see you soon here on the Cora's Quilts YouTube channel with another Quilter's Toolbox video. Thank you so much for watching today's Quilter's Toolbox video. Remember, you can share your quilt along or quilt project photos over on Instagram using hashtag Cora's Quilts. And be sure to tag us at Cora's Quilts so that we can see your photos too. Don't forget to stop by our website and sign up for our emailed newsletter to hear all about the happenings in our studio. We'll send you 2 free quilt patterns to say thanks for signing up. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel. Happy sewing, and we'll see you soon with another Quilter's Toolbox video.